Everyone, now that we've got the basic idea of what Canvas looks like from the teacher perspective, it's I think it's time for us to start setting up our individual Canvas pages, and that's the purpose of this video. I will show you the necessities of setting up a page here at St. John's and some of the guidelines that we use, and you could easily follow along with this video, pause and play it as you're setting up your own page. So for you, your page will probably be titled whatever course you're teaching. So for me, like geography or world history. But for this sample, I will be using Canvas 101. So I click on Canvas 101 to start setting it up. Now, what I would like you guys to do is first thing is on the right hand side, you'll see Choose Homepage. Click that. I want you to make sure that you click on Course Modules. Once you click on course modules, you can start creating whatever modules you want. So I'm going to make, I've made module 1 and 2 in this, which I'll probably change the names. I just made them generic so that you could see them. But what you want to do is you want to make a module, and then once it's time to learn about that in your class, you publish it. Okay, just to show you what the modules really look like, let's go back to that world history page I showed you in the last video. You could see that I have all the different modules laid out in here: Spice Cap, the Muslim world, European Middle Ages, societies and empires of Africa, so on and so forth. And if you hit this drop down, you could see all the things that I have, all the resources and all the daily lessons that we've done on here. So anyways, these are the modules. You just set it up by units that you teach. I think it's a really easy way to organize your course so that both the students and the teacher are kind of on the same page. And it also makes it easy for you, especially if this is your first year teaching a course. Make a module, okay? Go over the different learning objectives and goals you have, and then at the end of the module, have a test on it, okay, or a quiz. That's just a good way to set your course up. So anyways, this is the module setup that I would advise you using, because it's just the easiest and most organized way. Alright, so now if we go back to Canvas 101, or whatever course you're doing, we've got the module format set up, so now we're going to go into some important settings. So if you click on the Settings tab, okay, you can upload an image if you want. You don't have to, but you can. All you do is click Choose Image. Okay, and then you could find one either from your browser or from your computer. Okay, what I'm going to skip that for right now, just because I'm just want to bring you through this tutorial. Okay, the name of your course, Canvas 101 for mine. For you, it will vary. Don't change that. Okay, for course code, you can change this. So if you wanted to make this customized, so that yours will be unique from the other teachers that also teach the same class, I would just add your last name to it. This is what students will see. So you'll want it to have the full name, so World History Petriolo or whatever it is that you're teaching. Alright, then if you scroll all the way down, I want you to hit More Options. Okay, when More Options comes up, there's a lot of different things to select. Alright, I would say don't select the first one. Then for the second one, this is really your choice. You could show recent announcements, and if you do, you could select how many. I just leave this unchecked. You can check it if you want, especially if you use announcements a lot. I think it's useful if you do a weekly announcement. I think it's great to have that there. I don't use them, so I leave it unchecked. That's up to you. All right. Make sure let students attach files for discussions. Check that. Okay, let students create discussion topics. Check that. Let students edit or delete their own posts. Make sure you deselect that. Reason being, if they can edit or delete their own discussion posts, they could potentially post something maybe inappropriate for school, or maybe something that wouldn't lead to good course discussion. And then go back and delete it, and you wouldn't be able to see that. So you want to get rid of that. Let students organize their own groups. Check that. You must check hide totals in student grade summary. Okay, and then make sure hide grade distribution graphs from students is not checked, and make sure this disable student comments on announcements is checked. Okay, after you hit that, you click Update Course Details. Okay, so now that's all set. The next thing you go to is Sections. Okay, on the Sections tab, this is very important because you want, especially if you're teaching more than one section of a class, you want them to be separated. So what you might want to make it be is World History Period 1. Okay, add section. Okay, then you might also want World History Period 6. This way your students will be divided up and you'll be able to grade a section at a time or create groups for a particular class period. Okay, you want to have separate sections. Now, once we add students to the classes, I'll show you how you do that for different sections. But for right now, just make sure you create those sections. All right, navigation is next. For navigation, all you need to do is include different things that you would use in your class. For example, I don't use conferences. I don't use attendance. Okay, so those would be some things that I will make sure is not shown. I think as long as you have home, announcements, assignments, discussions, grades, people, pages, and syllabus, you for the most part will be fine. Okay, but you do not need to have all of them. You can kind of customize this on your own. And if you have any questions about specific ones, do not hesitate to ask me. All right. The next, just make sure you hit save. And then the next thing we got to go over is the course link validation. Okay. And this is over here on the right hand side. So all you have to do is click the link over here and see if it's active. Okay, so if it is not active, you have to hit start link validation. And then now it will tell you that there are links and that you can share the course. Okay, then what I would like you to do after you do that, select home and make sure you click publish on the right hand side. This will make it so that now your course is viewable, students can join it, and we'll go over in the next lesson how to add individual students. Thank you guys for listening, and that concludes the lesson.